everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be the equipment guide, which a lot of you guys have been asking me for a very long time. And this was one of the problems that I faced when I moved to Honor of Kings, and this video will be very helpful for players who have moved from Arena of Valor to Honor of Kings. I should tell you guys that a lot of these equipments are going to be very similar to those in Arena of Valor, but there are some differences as well, and even I am not entirely sure, and I'm not like fully aware of all the equipments in this game yet. So it's going to be more like we learning together than me just pushing the knowledge into you guys. So yeah, let's get right into it. And also this one is going to be just the physical equipments, that is physical damage equipments, which will be used mostly by assassins, marksmen and warriors. I'm not going to be going over all the equipments in just one video, and I know that it's going to be very boring if I do that. So I think it's better if we go one by one. And how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll be having 6 episodes in this series, and I'll be talking to you guys about everything that you need to know about the equipments. Okay, so let's just get right into it. First is the Axe of Torment. This is clearly Spear of Longinus, guys. If you took your time to read even a little bit, you would have immediately noticed that this equipment is exactly Spear of Longinus from AoV, because this has the 15% cooldown reduction that Spear of Longinus gives, 500 max health, 85 physical attack, and also increases physical PS by 58 to 170. I'm not sure about the numbers of Spear of Longinus being exactly the same here, but it's a damage, armor penetrating item, right? And it also has another passive, that is main, which is when a skill lands a hit, slows the enemy hero hit by 10% for 3 seconds. So this doesn't, Spear of Longinus doesn't have this passive, but this one has this as well. You could have seen this equipment, see, even for Jing, that's the third equipment, not Jing, Ying. So this equipment will be used by heroes in the early game, like it will be pretty much the first equipment that any warrior buys. So that even makes it more of it is more obvious that it's Spear of Longinus. Okay, next is the Eternity Blade. This equipment here is very similar to Clave Sancti. Okay, the Clave Sancti, if you remember, it's the critical damage item that is very mandatory for any marksman in the game. So as you can see here, 110 physical attack, 20% critical rate, gains 20% critical damage. So not a lot of equipments actually increase your critical damage, because the critical damage is 200%, and then if you increase it even more, you will be dealing more damage per crit. So 20% critical damage increase, and every 2% critical chance increases critical damage by 1%. So if you build another equipment that gives, let's just say 10% critical chance, you will get 5% critical damage increase. Okay, so overall this is the closest relative of Clave Sancti, even though it's not exactly the same. The next equipment is a bit interesting, the Shadow Ripper. This Shadow Ripper also is very similar to Clave Sancti, not in the fact that it increases critical damage, it doesn't do that, it only gives you attack speed, critical rate and movement speed, but it increases your movement speed after you land a crit. So if you remember properly, Clave Sancti used to do that. Whenever you crit an enemy, it will increase the movement speed for your hero, and that was only applicable for ranged heroes, right? But here there is no specification like that. Just if you land a crit, you will get increased movement speed and attack speed for 3 seconds. Okay, so that is Shadow Ripper, which is another relative of Clave Sancti. Next is a very obvious item, Doomsday. This is exactly Fafnir's Talon. So 60 physical attack, 30 attack speed and 10% physical lifesteal. So a little bit of lifesteal as well if you guys want it. And basic attacks deal extra physical damage equal to 8% of target's current health. So this is the same passive of Fafnir's Talon. If the enemy has a lot of health, you will be dealing a lot more damage to them, right? So 8% more damage, like 8% damage. Wait, okay, let me put it again clearly. So This equipment will deal a lot of damage to enemies who are at more HP, and the lower their HP is, the little the damage it will deal, but it will be very useful against very tanky warriors and supports. Okay, Spark Forged Dagger. This is Blitz Blade. If you know Blitz Blade, if you remember it, it is the equipment that creates a chain lightning whenever you attack. So every third auto attack with this equipment will trigger the chain lightning effect, and it will just go and attack everyone dealing magic damage in range. Okay, nothing much to say about it. It's basically the same as Blitz Blade. Okay, Blood Weeper. For all the physical lifesteal lovers who play Allian, this is the equipment that you need to build in order to increase your lifesteal. So it gives 25% physical lifesteal, it gives 100 physical attack and 500 max health. So even if it's not exactly the same as Beast, it is quite similar that it gives a lot of lifesteal. And also, when your HP drops below 30%, it immediately restores 400 to 610 health for you over 5 seconds. So not only does it give you lifesteal, it also increases your health when you are running low, and that has a cooldown of 20 seconds. So it doesn't keep doing that all the time, it only does that every 20 seconds. Okay, so this is a core item for Allian if you are looking for a lifesteal build. Okay, Daybreaker is the same as Dawning Star, which is the armor piercing item that should only be used by marksmen in AoV, right? Daybreaker. So as you can see here, physical pierce plus 20% doubled for ranged heroes. In this game though, you can use it for warriors as well, but it's not worth it anyways. But still, for marksmen it gives 40% physical pierce, which is armor penetration, if you guys didn't know. Okay, and also the basic attack is increased by 50, and for ranged heroes, again see, it's doubled, 100 attack damage increase for ranged heroes. This equipment costs 3400, as you can see it's written below it. That is why it's such a good equipment. It's very expensive, guys. Destiny is nothing but Death Sickle. It will prevent you from dying, like it will prevent the final attack from killing you for 1 second. So it's the same as Death Sickle. If you are running at very low HP and someone snipes you, you won't die, the last attack will be negated. Okay, so it's the same thing. Master Sword is very similar to Omniarms. Okay guys, so keep in mind, Master Sword is very similar to Omniarms in the fact that after you use an ability, your next auto attack will deal more damage, and also your movement speed will be increased by 12%. This passive is not available for Omniarms, it only increases the attack damage, but this equipment is slightly better than Omniarms in the fact that it also increases your movement speed when you use an ability. Okay, and also it increases your attack damage. Okay guys, next one, Starbreaker is Muramasa. It's simple as that. See, it gives 40% penetration, 10% cooldown and 80 attack. It's exactly Muramasa. It is very good against tanks. It will help you break their armor and deal damage to them. Siegebreaker is Fenrir's Tooth. Again, see, the cost is almost 3000 rupees, 3000 coins. So high attack damage, 180 physical attack. It's just very simple. Gives a lot of attack damage, and also whenever the opponent's HP is below 50%, you deal 30% more damage to them, which is literally broken. So that is why 3000 gold for this equipment. Dreamforged Tempest. This is a new equipment, guys, and what this equipment does is, it will the more you attack an enemy, the more you remove their armor. So it's like you can say it's like rank breaker, for example. So basic attacks will be stacking armor penetration, so it will start at 45 to 90, and for each stack it will keep going up and up. And yeah, okay, another passive of this equipment is that it will grant you 35% attack speed boost for the next 3 auto attacks after using an ability. So not only does it give you armor penetration, it also gives you some attack speed. Okay, now we are going to the last few equipments. These are really interesting, and these don't actually have a counterpart in AoV, but these are very important equipments. You have to know what they do. First is Dreamforged Sky Piercer. The name huge ass name, but yeah, look at this, how much description there is. Okay, like don't mind the normal stats, let me just get into the passive and the active ability. Basic attacks and skills reduce the target's physical defense by 10% for 2 seconds on hit. So whenever you attack an enemy with this equipment, it immediately removes the enemy's physical defense by 10%. So their armor will be reduced by 10% immediately. And look at this active ability, it's just 30 seconds cooldown, guys. You have to click the button. So active ability is you have to click the button to turn it on, and this equipment should be used only by marksmen. And what this equipment does is, when you use that ability and then if you use an auto attack, your auto attack will knock the enemy back. Okay, so let's just say an assassin is going to jump on you and you are a marksman, let's just say Lady Sun or something, and you have to save yourself, right? You don't have your dash, you don't have your flicker, just turn on this ability and shoot, it will knock them back just like Yawn's second ability. Okay, so that is this equipment. Deep Frost Siege. So this equipment is very simple. It just, if you attack an enemy, their movement speed will be decreased, and you can like stack it up to 5 times, and overall you will increase the enemy movement speed by 15% if you attack them 5 times. That's the maximum. And also if you have 5 stacks, you will also be dealing more damage to the enemy. So basically it's like Hyoga's Edge. Okay, Mortal Punisher. This has a counterpart in AoV, and that is Curse of Death. Curse of Death, which reduces the lifesteal. So in this game, if you feel like some enemy hero has a lot of lifesteal, you have to build this equipment, Mortal Punisher, and that will reduce the lifesteal for the enemy. Okay, Runic Blade. Runic Blade is very handy because if you have like 3 or 4 mages in the opponent, you will immediately buy Uriel's brand in AoV and COT, right? So just like that, if you are facing a lot of mages in Honor of Kings, you can buy Runic Blade. Runic Blade gives you a lot of magic defense, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, Pure Sky is Diminisher's Blade. So you guys, if you play AoV and COT, you know what Diminisher's Blade is. It will give you a lot of damage reduction for some time after you turn it on, right? So it's exactly the same here, but there is a twist. This equipment costs 2100, right? You can upgrade it to Sky Dome. Look at this Sky Dome, it's the same as Diminisher's Blade. It looks pretty much the same, right? And what this one does is, this one not only gives you damage reduction but also gives you immunity to crowd control. So I was thinking that there is no way you can remove crowd control in this game because there is no purify in the support item, right? But if crowd control is being a very big problem for you guys, just get Sky Dome. Sky Dome is an active equipment which not only gives you immunity to crowd control but also gives you damage reduction. Okay, just like Diminisher's Blade. But the only problem is it's 3300 gold, so it will take a lot of time to buy. Okay, Sun Chaser. Sun Chaser is the other item that was released with Diminisher's Blade. I forgot the name, but it can only be used by marksman, right? It will increase the range of the marksman for some time, and yeah, that's basically what it does. So it costs 2050. When you use the ability, the range of your marksman, whoever you are playing, it will increase and you will be able to shoot very far away. But this equipment also has a second form which you can buy, that is Sun Pool. Sun Chaser can be upgraded to Sun Pool. So just like how Diminisher's Blade can be upgraded to Sky Dome, this one can be upgraded to Sun Pool, and what it does is it increases your movement speed by a lot. So when you turn it on, not only does your range increase but also your movement speed, and Sun Chaser gives you 20% movement speed increase, but Sun Pool gives you 40% movement speed increase, and also your basic attacks will deal more damage, that is 30% more damage to one enemy who is in range. So this one doesn't like come with Sun Chaser. Sun Chaser only gives you increased attack range and slight movement speed increase, but Sun Pool gives you increased range, more movement speed increase, and also for one enemy you will be dealing more damage, and not just a little bit more damage, it's 30% more damage. So such a good item. Okay, so these are the 20 physical equipments that are available in Honor of Kings, and if you guys have any more doubts, you can surely let me know in the comments and I will try my best to clarify it for you. Personally, I myself am also learning this whole equipment thing as I'm recording the video for you guys, so it's a very good experience. It's going to benefit me a lot as well. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. In the future videos we'll go over magical defense, movement, jungling and roaming, so stay tuned for that. And I hope you all have a really great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.